Hi, this is Koyeb Ranch. In this video, I'm going to share information about how to manage animal health. Animal health management refers to the set of practices used to prevent diseases, ensure proper nutrition, and maintain the overall well-being of livestock or farm animals, including pets. Building a successful animal health management plan requires focusing on the following 7 foundational practices. These include biosecurity and quarantine measures, balanced nutrition, diseases prevention, parasite control, provision of sound environment, safe record keeping, and then finally, monitoring early signs of illness. Ensure that you provide biosecurity or quarantine your animals by isolating new or sick animals to stop diseases from spreading through your herd or flock. A balanced nutrition enables you to provide fresh water and a diet containing the right protein, energy, vitamins, and minerals. For disease prevention, you need to follow vaccination schedules to build immunity against common viral and bacterial threats. Parasite control, you also need to administer dewormers and topical medications to manage internal worms and external parasites. On safe environment, you need to maintain a clean, dry housing with good air flow to prevent respiratory and hoof issues. And then safe record keeping. This will also enable you to track individual animals or groups' weights, their treatments, and vaccine dates to monitor your overall health. And then finally, monitoring early signs of illness. This will allow you to monitor animals' behavior to allow for early detection of illness, which reduces suffering and improve recovery chances. To do this, you need to look out for common warning signs such as loss of appetite or reduced water intake. The animal who doesn't eat properly and it doesn't drink properly. You also need to look for abnormal behaviors like lethargy or isolation from the group. The animal will try to isolate itself from the main herd normally. And then you also need to look for fever. Checking of fever is often detected by checking their body temperatures. You also need to look for physical changes, such as dull coat. Coat of the animal becomes dull. The animal that are limping, or animals that are labored in breathing. You also need to look for decreased production, such as sudden drop in your products, if it is about dairy milk, or if it is about egg yields, or if it is about the birth rate. Classification of animal diseases. Animal diseases are classified as infectious or contagious diseases and then non-infectious diseases. Infectious or contagious diseases are caused by pathogens and spread through body contacts, inhalation, or ingestion. Ingestion means consuming. Examples of infectious diseases are bacteria. The bacteria is a single-cell organism. Common example of bacterial disease include diseases like anthrax, tuberculosis, and mastitis. We also have viruses. Viruses are small cellular structures. Common example of viruses include foot and mouth disease, that is FMD, rabies, avian flu, and Newcastle diseases. Another infectious disease is fungi disease. Fungi is a spore-producing organism. Examples include ringworms and lumpy skin disease. We also have protozoa disease. Protozoa disease is a microscopic single-cell organism. Example of protozoan disease, which is also infectious, include red water disease, heart water disease, and coccidiosis. And then we have disease caused by parasites. That is both internal and external parasites. For internal parasites, we have the roundworm or nematodes. We have the tapeworm or cestodes, and then liver fluke. And then external parasite, we have ticks, fleas, and lice. Infectious diseases. Non-infectious diseases are metabolic and non-specific diseases. These diseases are caused by environmental factors, nutritional deficiencies, or poisoning. Metabolic diseases include deficiency of protein, deficiency of energy, deficiency of vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin D, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, iodine, and cobalt. And then the non-specific disorders, example is bloat, ketosis, and milk fever. These are also the non-infectious diseases. Disease prevention and control. As a farmer, you need to embark on vaccination. Regular injection of substances to immunize your animals against specific diseases. You also need to embark on quarantine measures. This will allow you to isolate new or sick animals for fixed period to prevent the spread of contagious or infectious diseases. You also need to embark on vector control, dipping livestock to kill ticks and managing insects or breeding bites. That is vector control. You also need to embark on post-mortem, cutting open of carcasses of dead animals to formally determine the cause of death when it happens. You need to embark on hygiene and sanitation. Regular cleaning and disinfecting of housing and feeding troughs will also go a long way to prevent diseases. In animal farming, they have also got rights, just like human beings have got our own rights. Animals or farm animals must be freedom from hunger and thirst. They must have freedom from discomfort, freedom from pain, injury, and disease, freedom to express their normal behavior, and finally, freedom of fear and distress. Some of the general signs of a healthy animal include bright eyes, a cold nose, and alert ears. An animal must be seen to have eyes to be bright, nose to be cold, and ear must be alert. Dung must be of the right consistency, and urine of an animal must be normal color. The skin must be in good condition, and then it must have a good appetite. If the animal has a good appetite, that is sign of a healthy animal. A healthy animal also has the correct body temperature. A healthy animal breathes regularly and with good upright stance. If an animal is unhealthy, these are some of the general signs you can observe. Lack or loss of appetite and loss of weight. The animal becomes dull, and then the coat and hair loss. It always isolates itself from a herd of flock. The animal becomes lethargy or tiredness. Head, ears, and tail are hanging. Discharge from nose, eyes, and reproductive tract. These are all signs of unhealthy animal. Eyes are dull and glassy. Teeth grinding. Fevers. Rapid pulse rate. Labored breathing. Sneezing and coughing. Dirty hooks and tail areas. Discolored urine. These are all signs of a poor animal. Some of the signs of poor health in cattle include the ruminant or the animal, they graze less and do not ruminate, and then they feed less. The membrane of the eyes become pale, that the eye membrane become pale and dull. The skin is dry and rough. There is hair loss occur and the coat becomes dull. The animal becomes uncomfortable when standing or lying down. The cattle walks with a hunchback, lowers its head with ears drooping, and it limps. The cattle walks with a lame gait. There is discharge from the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and reproductive tract. It has diarrhea or the feces are too hard. Urine may be discolored. The body temperature is high, which may indicate that the cow has fever or the cow or cattle has fever. The breathing is labored and the cow or bull sneezes and cough. There is loss of weight, pulse rate rises, and then where it is lactating, milk production of a dairy cow drops. A cow or cattle shows solitary behavior. Level of seriousness of animal diseases. The level of seriousness of animal diseases may be classified as per acute, and then chronic. A disease is said to be per acute when it develops within hours. Such symptoms become very severe, often fatal, and then sometimes there is no time to even administer treatment. Example is anthrax. Then an acute condition develops within a day or two. Such diseases might also be mild, they may be severe or fatal, and causes more fatality than even chronic. These diseases can disappear without being treated. Example is influenza. It can also cause severe outbreaks, such as foot and mouth diseases. They are all acute. Then the chronic type of disease, the one that develop over time. Example, it can even take a week to months before it develops and persists for longer. This can also be mild, it can be severe or fatal. Chronic diseases can also go undetected and result in lowered production. Example is mastitis. Viewers, this is the conclusion of my video. If you like it, please follow and share so that you'll be updated anytime new video is released. Bye bye.